working as a technical lead at TamerZoubi, and today I'm going to talk about VoIP Drupal framework, and I will show you an example on how to build an SMS service using a local phone number in any country. But first of all, let me introduce you a bit to the history of the VoIP Drupal project. The first version of VoIP Drupal was in March 2011. It was a beta version for Drupal 6. Even if it's a beta version, it's stable to use on a production sites. And as of currently, we recently released the Drupal 7 version, and there are more than 20 contributed modules out there that implement functionality on top of VoIP Drupal platform. Originally, VoIP Drupal is supported by MIT Media Lab, and since recently it got its own spin-off company called TamerZoubi, which is supporting the VoIP Drupal project, and they are currently promoting the platform and building more systems on top of it. So let's see what exactly is VoIP Drupal. Well, it's a software platform that enables your Drupal site to make and answer a phone call through a dedicated phone number, to play or to record the audio message to your users, also to send and receive the SMS messages through your Drupal. You can also organize a conference calls, implement IVR menus, call routing, run the pull surveys, and many other things. To do that, we have here a VoIP Drupal structure, which, as we can see, it's a modular structure. At the lowest levels, we have various implementations of different VoIP providers. So currently we support Twilio, Tropo, and Clivo as the providers. You can rent dedicated phone numbers from those services, and you can pay per minute or per text message. For example, Tropo is offering dedicated phone numbers in more than 30 countries, also including Croatia. Next to it, there is also integration with SMS framework module, which in this case will work at the lowest layer, providing the basic interface for sending and receiving text messages. In the middle, we have the core modules. Most importantly, it's the VoIP module, which is a unified API between lower and upper levels. That means when you write an application, you don't need to worry about knowing the API of each individual VoIP provider. You just need to learn the API of the VoIP module, and you'll be sure that your application will work regardless of which provider you decide to use. And at the top of the layer, we have the useful modules. Those are the contributed modules that I mentioned before. They are the modules that implement some kind of a use case or functionality on top of VoIP Drupal framework. So for example, those are the modules you can download from Drupal.org. For example, there is an audio blog module which lets your users create the audio blogs by calling a phone number assigned to your website and leaving an audio message, or they can listen to the blogs of other people. Also, for example, there is a VoIP phone module which provides a nice phone widget inside a web browser, so you can offer phone calls to your customers directly from the web browser without installing third-party service. There is lots of other modules that extend the functionality. So let's see how things are working on the server side. Well, usually when you have your server, you have installed Drupal, and usually you will have the web users that access your content via the normal web browser, via the laptop or tablet or a smartphone. VoIP Drupal in this case enables another set of users, and those are the users behind a regular telephone or maybe behind the phone that doesn't have the internet, or it's not a smartphone, so it cannot view the internet pages. So in this case, you will assign a dedicated phone number, and those users can either call your website or send a text message, which will be forwarded to VoIP Drupal, and then using one of the VoIP scripts, we will determine what will be the content that user will hear through the phone or will get as a text message. To do that, we use the VoIP scripts. They are a set of elements and commands, and with 10 or 15 those commands you can write very advanced voice and text applications. So for example, we have some sample commands like dial a number, say a text, for example, get input if you want that your customer press keypad on his phone or something, and many other commands. So let's see how a sample script looks like. This is a hello world script where in just 3 lines we created a new voice script. We added a say command, hello world, and we added a hang up command. So if you set this script to be a default one for your website, then when somebody calls a number that's dedicated to your server, he will hear the hello world by using one of the text-to-speech programs. Or if he sends a text message to this number, he will receive SMS with hello world text back. This is another more advanced example, but even it's for example, it can be an office hotline for your company maybe, where we have implemented an IVR menu, where user, when he dials this, he'll be prompt like for sales, press 1, for customer support, press 2. And then based on what he pressed, the script will redirect user to appropriate set of commands. So for example, he will be redirected to sales department or to customer support and so on. And as you see, with just a couple of commands, we can build very advanced scripts like this that will work both for voice and text. So that it wouldn't be that it's only for the developers. There is also a visual programming language. It's another contributed module which you can download from Drupal.org. It's called Visual VoIP Drupal. And now you don't need to write those script commands anymore, but you can easily drag and drop them with your mouse to the workspace area and build the scripts in that way. So let's see what are the key benefits of the platform. So it is really a unification, that's the key benefit, because we have unified integration of SMS, email, web, and voice services all into one. It makes your Drupal content accessible from any phone, so no internet is required. It enables the expansion of community beyond the web only. And also it's open source and free, so you are in control. And the benefits for the administrators, it would be that it's easy to install and configure. You don't need to know any programming language. It's customizable, so it means you can enable the features that you need. Most importantly, it runs as a part of the Drupal system itself, so it means that we already have the access to those things such as user roles and permissions. Also there is integration with rules, actions and triggers modules, so you can easily create your own actions without touching any code. Also, there is lots of contributed modules which already implement some functionalities, so you can download them. They are ready to use, such as audio blogs, click-to-call fields, phone recorders, announcements, and so on. And also for the administrators, there is the visual programming language that I showed a bit before. And benefits for the developers, why developers should use this API. Well, it's a well-defined API which can be extended to other VoIP services. Already there are 20 and more sample scripts coming with the system, so you can see them and customize, no need to render the field. There are already 20 modules implementing the common functionality. The scripting language is very simple but powerful PHP scripting language. You can use existing Drupal functions from it, and it's proven that it's a very short learning curve. It's just a couple of hours for a PHP developer to learn this new VoIP Drupal syntax and start to build his own voice applications. And most important, it's you can easily switch to another VoIP provider without calling your application. So you just write your application on top of VoIP Drupal platform, and you'll be able to make it work on any of those supported VoIP providers. So you don't need to really know the API specifications of each one. So now I'm going to show you a practical example, which is how to use VoIP Drupal with SMS framework in order to build an SMS service which can use the local phone number in any country in the world, including Croatia, and it will allow you to send and receive the text messages with your users, customers, employees, or anyone else. To build something like that, you will need a couple of things. First of all, you will need Drupal 7, you will need SMS framework, SMS and VIA modules, you will need the VoIP Drupal modules, and you will need a VIA Android application. So what's the idea behind this application? So today it's easy to get a local phone number. You just buy a SIM card and you can get your own local mobile phone number, but it's not so easy to get a local phone number assigned to your voice application. Most of the VoIP providers in the world, they support larger countries, and even if they support your country, maybe their rates are not as affordable as the local numbers. So what if I tell you that you can use the local number just by buying a SIM card? Well, this is what NVIA Android application does. You install it on any smartphone that runs the Android, and configure it, which I will show. It's very simple, and it will make your phone start to work as a phone switch. So that means any SMS that's received on that mobile, on that SIM card which has the local number, will be forwarded via the internet to your VoIP Drupal installation. And then based on which script you wrote on the VoIP Drupal, it will process the message and it will determine the response. The response will be sent back from your VoIP Drupal to your smartphone, and then this NVIA application on your smartphone will actually send the response as an SMS message from the local number. So that way you can control your expenses, and you can use the local providers. And this is the configuration of the NVIA application. As you can see, it's very simple to configure. All you need to enter is just the server URL, which will be yourdomain.com/sms/NVIA. This is the exact. This would be the exact path to make it work with VoIP Drupal. So you just enter that server URL, you enter the phone number, which is your local phone number on the mobile, and you enter the password. The password is used for the authentication between this application and VoIP Drupal. And you set the pool interval. It's how much time will pass before NVIA checks your server for any new messages. And of course there are some more advanced options, but we will not talk about them. You just then press enable NVIA SMS, and you will get the next screen, which will show you some logs. And as you can see on that screen, you can test the connection to see if your application can talk with VoIP Drupal. You can check for new messages or forward the saved ones. And the second part of configuration is on the Drupal side, which is also very simple. So I will quickly show it to you. So after you enable those modules, SMS Framework, SMS Envia, and VoIP Drupal, you will get some new configuration links in here. First of all, we will go to SMS Framework Gateway Configuration, which now will show Envia SMS as one of the gateways you can set. You will set it as a default, and then you will go and configure your Envia SMS. In here, you will just enter the phone number of your local SIM card, and you will just enter a password that you enter in the Android application. After you save that, there is just a basic configuration under the VoIP Drupal default configuration. In here, all you need to do is to check the use SMS framework, which will make VoIP Drupal start using the SMS framework as the interface to send and receive text messages. And also here we assign which script we want to use when we receive SMS message in VoIP Drupal. So this will give us a list of all the VoIP scripts that I have written in my system. And for this I will use the Balkan demo script that I wrote. And here is the sample of that script. As you see, it's just a couple of lines where we store the new SMS that we receive in one of the variables, and then we check to create a simple SMS menu. We check if user replied with presentation, then we go to the presentation section, which will send the link to the slides. If the user didn't reply with presentation, then it will send a welcome message, welcome to VoIP Drupal demo, to receive slides from the presentation, reply with presentation. And then it will go to the end of the script. Anybody can try it out by sending the SMS message to this local phone number, which is phone number of my mobile, which is running the Envia. Once the SMS is received, the Envia will forward this SMS to my VoIP Drupal server, which will then execute the Balkan demo script. And in that, I will determine what will be the reply to your message.
Колко е била цифра?
What?
Телефонска, колко е била?
For the end, I would like to tell you that TamerZoubi is hiring, and they are looking for a highly energetic part-time developers to join the team. The positions are telecom from the comfort of your home, so you can apply to the job at the following link. And at the end, I want to share some useful links with you. You can find the source code at the VoIP Drupal project site. There's also general documentation there. There is a sandbox website, voipdrupal.org. If you don't want or if you cannot install the VoIP Drupal at your server, you can go at this URL at the sandbox site, and you can test all the features of VoIP Drupal online in there. And also, I ask you to join the VoIP Drupal group on the Drupal groups, so you can get information about latest news and announcements to the webinars. And for that, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay. postoji određeni limit koliko SMS poruka u minuti možete poslati. A znači to bi isto preko neke skripte mogli isprogramirati i stvoriti nekakav queue koji bi slao manje od tog limita. Ne, znači... Mislim da, teško da se može skužiti, zato jer se šalje obične SMS poruke, jedino ukoliko, znači, taj broj SMS poruka ne pređe taj njihov limit po minuti ili satu ili tako već ide.
I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not, but do you have to root your phone to have all the functionality of the app?
No, you don't need to root the phone. It's a normal Android application which you can install. There is one limit of the Android system itself. It will not allow you to send, I think, more than 100 SMS. It will not allow the application to send more than 100 SMS per hour or something like that. But there is an overcome for this. There is like a multiple NY applications. You can download up to 20 NY applications which will run as a separate application, so they will avoid this limit. So you can literally send like 2,000 SMS messages or more. You just install additional application.
Can it work with multi-SIM phones?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
What about the module itself? Can it work with multiple phones?
Yes, the module, there is an extension to the module which will allow you to have multiple phone numbers assigned to your website, and each script then will be assigned to a specific phone number. Okay, any more
Is
questions?
it possible to use something else as a gateway? Phone, how do you say, like in the company, you have a phone, more phones than Central, telephone Central.
Well, it's possible to use the other VoIP providers that are supported. So instead of sending the text message through local SIM card, it's possible to get subscription at one of the VoIP providers like Clear or Microphone, which provide the services in the cloud. So then we will send a message through their system. And also there is this SMS framework module, and itself that module supports more than 1,000 different providers.